И кто-то еще, агенты, настоящие агенты, такие дисциплинированные, они их охраняют.
Oleg thinks that the cases like Holodomor and even a more recent case of the attempt to assassinate Pope are too old for the KGB today, and Putin belongs to the new generation of officers who really who say that what happened in the former Soviet Union is of no interest, and they represent another country, and whatever happened 30 years ago, this is actual for Italy, this is entirely not actual for Russia, and they would not consider that as important.
So this cannot be a reason?
That definitely cannot be the reason. The thing is that unfortunately we interrupted the interview. The whole work of the Mitrokhin Commission is obviously an important reason for them to worry, because as Oleg said in the final words, the agent protection system works as it was in the KGB. So they're very much worried to protect their agents who are now operating in Italy, especially the highly placed agents and the disciplined agents that have been cooperating with them for years. And that, of course, is their primarily task, to prevent agent protection program. In this respect, to my mind, the work of the Mitrokhin Commission, which went over its target, because the target was to investigate the work of the Italian secret services and their handling of the Mitrokhin papers. So the Mitrokhin Commission went over and started to investigate the Russian and the KGB penetration of Italy. And that was very, very much worrisome, obviously.
So about the first part, when the long speech, you said that everything is so perfectly clear.
Yeah. It was absolutely
actually
perfect.
for us was
No, we can
translate. We can have a translation.
Yeah, otherwise you show me, because I can't remember now all the details.
What was not clear for you?
It was clear, absolutely. I think it was very clear.
Just a little Russian.
I know
But you understood very well.
I understood many words, so I could follow
the sense. It was important to follow the sense. It was good not to interrupt, really, because that was going very well. And we can do the translation anytime.
Sure.
That's not the problem.
Yeah. Sure. And he's a professional interpreter.
He's very professional.
It's very good.
Yes, I now realized how he spoke.
now
He's
you
professional interpreter.
Yes, I am.
Still the camera's still.
And he's a professional interpreter in many languages as well. And I sent him my timelines. We had an exchange of papers, and I sent him the translation I made of his article in Italian. And he speaks and writes Italian perfectly, apparently.
Yes, he does, but he speaks English professionally to translate.
Yeah,
Professionally.
Yes, professionally.
It is just one language.
Do we make a break now,
You want to?
We are finished.
or have we finished?
Yeah.
Finished.
We're finished.
Can I make one more question? Just one more question.
The question here.
No. It's okay. To you. Because I read you said BBC and radio Channel 4 is also involved with the KGB. Did you ever say that?
Yes, of course, and that has been a long-going struggle, actually, between a certain group of people headed by Oleg Gordievski and the BBC, because we have been talking for the last time about huge penetration of the BBC by the Russian agents and the full subordination of the BBC Russian service to the Kremlin and to the KGB in Moscow. And there's an ongoing struggle today, exchange of letters, and the BBC sent an official response, and there's a letter being prepared right now where this group of people, as I said, headed by Oleg Gordievski, are insisting that indeed there's a total and complete penetration of the BBC World Service and the Russian service by the Russian agents.
Meanwhile, as to Channel 4 and other channels, they don't have such massive penetration. They have the
A few?
local penetration, here and here, this person and this person, this person. For example, yesterday at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 9 o'clock, there was a program, Collapse of the Soviet Union, 1 hour. It was made by a very famous lefty journalist from The Guardian. And how he did it? The collapse of the Soviet Union. It was just a huge eulogy to Gorbachev. It was a collapse. It's supposed to be historical analysis. He was crying about Gorbachev. He was, because he was so sorry for Gorbachev. It was lack of objectivity, just personal feelings of a lefty who was loved Gorbachev. I was just spitting
But to be
watching
lefty
it.
and to be KGB is not the same thing, isn't it?
Oh yes.
I am lefty, I like Gorbachev very
Why are you lefty?
Room.
Were you lefty?
Not lefty.
Lefty?
Left wing. Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Lefty.
For many reasons.
For example.
What is the main reason?
I think that school, that they don't have to be private, that must be public.
But by the
and
way,
even social.
the left means the support of the Soviet Union. Do you support the execution of the 300?
No, of course not.
30.
Doesn't mean that to me.
Yes, it's lefty. It's being lefty. He was man that came from the Reform Club. And when I mentioned that execution of the, and he said, it is a German propaganda. I said, out of my house. You and your new husband, out of my house. You say that people were killed by Hitler. When now the Gorbachev, the documents were published. They were killed by the KGB. It is a lefty. And you are not lefty. You are just liberal.
That's exactly, I think.
You are liberal.
I
You're not
think
lefty.
Oleg is right,
I'm
actually.
socialist. I don't know how you call it.
What is socialist?
Anyway, but just to say,
The
which is
socialist
proof
is
to
the
say-
nationalization of the whole industry and trade.
Not in this extreme way as Russia, of
Yeah,
course,
no,
at all.
yeah.
But
The
why you say-
nationalization of the whole economy of the nation. It is socialist. If you are against it, you are not socialist. You are just a liberal.
I'm an Italian socialist, but anyway.
Italian socialist. There is no such scientific term as Italian socialist.
Either a socialist or
That
not.
is stupid.
There is a difference.
There
I
are
can
only
so-
stupid socialists and intelligent socialists. No Italian socialists.
Okay, but how do you say this Guardian was, which is the proof that, for example, if it was just stupid and or it was just really appreciated Gorbachev means his KGB?
Yes, but appreciating Gorbachev and liking him much, he was distorting the historical truth on television.
No, that has nothing to do with KGB.
So you would do with the
That's
same
about
with this film
the
then?
historical truth, of course.
No, not, don't worry.
Of course, you are a socialist. I can rely on your film because you are a socialist.
Oh, okay, I don't know. I can give it to my father and he can do it.
He's not a socialist.
He's not a
Well, the reason,
socialist.
I guess, it's not a secret. I used to be a socialist, and I still am a socialist too, in some way, being not a liberal, as you want.
Are you against private
Socialism
property?
is
Not at all.
It's not my-
Not at
But
all.
that's the essence of
Yeah,
socialism.
of course. No, it's just supporting the poor, supporting who has less, and making a
Doesn't want to
good
do
sense.
anything,
This-
go to Ghana.
Even
There's a
the
big
conservatives
confusion,
in
it's
Britain
an
are
ideological
supporting
confusion.
Everybody is supporting the poor, the ill.
supporting the poor. The ill is not socialism.
It's wonderful. Everybody is
It's
doing it.
old-fashioned 18th century's charity.
Absolutely.
What socialism
The
is?
essence of socialism is that you must be against private
It's
property.
charity. Is bourgeoisная charity. It's
Bourgeois?
bourgeoisная charity. Bourgeois charity.
Bourgeois.
Bourgeois
It's
charity.
the bourgeois charity.
Bourgeois charity.
You're bourgeois.
I am a bourgeois.
You're not socialist.
Well, I'm a liberal. I'm
You're
a
bourgeois liberal.
Yeah, but liberal not in the American way. Liberal is a
No,
tricky word. It's tricky.
The American liberal is a communist.
Yeah, more or less.
You
Less
should
than
ignore that because they don't have scientific.
For us in Italy,
Understand.
to be a liberal means more or less the opposite. So there is it's difficult to translate. That we have a different. Also, Italy has a different story. We
It's
have-
a mixture of terms, I believe.
Yeah,